Welcome back to Incredible Basements. I'm Mike Rowe. You ever play with an electric train or maybe just watch somebody else do it? Remember how complicated it was to get all the pieces of the track to fit together just right and to get the cars assembled in a way that they would stop and start and actually stay on the track? Well, imagine taking all of those tiny little adjustments and complications and multiplying them by about 10,000. Do that, and you'll begin to appreciate what's gone into the creation of the model railroad world that's inside this small Chicago, Illinois house. You can hear the whistle blowing as you come down the stairs. This elaborate train layout fills a basement space that's only 25 feet wide by 41 feet long. It actually replicates all the operations of a real railroad system.
Generally in the Midwest, or we have basements, usually put it in the basement because that's the space available. Attic is too hot, garage is too dusty, and spare bedrooms usually not big enough.
Mike Richdorf is simply crazy about model railroading. He's been at it for 23 years, and this layout is his masterpiece. He works on it every day. It took Mike and 10 of his model railroading buddies a full year to build it. The complicated multi-level layout runs back and forth across the basement with curves, S-turns, tunnels, bridges, and over half a mile of track. Mike used up so much space that he had to install the washer and dryer under the track. Mike's model railroad is actually a meticulously detailed recreation of the Norfolk and Western Line, a real railroad that ran through the coal regions of West Virginia.
Went down to Bluefield, West Virginia, and just fell in love with the beautiful yard down there and the massive coal being moved and the locomotives and stuff.
Model railroading is obviously Mike's personal passion, but as for his wife...
I went down and I ran trains for a little while just to see it, but I really couldn't get the hang of it. So I just kind of enjoy watching him do it, and it's really his thing.
My wife said the basement's mine. She doesn't care what I do down here.
And Mike's down there working every single day. The whole collection is worth over $50,000. But the true value for Mike lies in the way he and his friends get to use it. They don't just drive the trains round and round. Every Saturday night, Mike runs a model railroad operating session. An operating session mimics all the operations of a real railroad. Mike spends all week getting it ready. It requires a lot of people.
I have the coal business that can employ up to 8 to 10 people. I got a brewery that will take 2 people to maintain that. We have a tractor works, just 1 person there. We have the chemical processing plant, and you have your yard masters because they have to shuffle the cars to make sure they get to the places on a timely basis. Okay, guys, go to your crew call assignments. Let's have some fun.
Mike's nationally famous among model railroaders for the challenging operating sessions he devises. He makes each person responsible for running one part of the railroad. Everyone takes it very seriously.
When we're assigned a train, we get our train card, and it tells us our train number. It tells us which towns we go through. It tells us which cars to set out, which cars to pick up.
And there's the red and green signs that we have to follow. If it's a red sign, we have to stop there and call wherever we're going to see if we can go in there or not.
He may be calling the yardmaster in the town of Kellysville.
This is Kellysville, and I'm the yardmaster here. Everything comes through here. It's sort of traffic central, if you will.
Some trains are picking up loads of coal.
We load our own coal, we ship it out through West Virginia.
When it reaches its destination, the coal is dumped.
This is the coal dumper, and we pretty much just dump the coal.
There's a switchman stationed at the town of Cruzy.
There's a large brewery complex here. So you have a lot of cars coming in with grain, cans, there's coal for the powerhouse, and there's a lot of cars of beer that go back out.
And there's another yardmaster at Roanoke.
Trains coming into this area have to wind up getting my authority to come into the yard, which at that point we wind up breaking apart their train and making up essentially a new train for an outbound.
Sound complicated? It sure is, especially when you consider all these activities are happening at the same time. And a dozen trains are being controlled with great precision.
We use a digital control system, and this helps us run different trains on the same track at the same time. And basically, you punch in your locomotive number, and you can control everything from right here.
I need a new set of batteries.
We have an office telephone system,
Staging.
and that's how we communicate from one yard to another.
Bring them in on track 3.
And what happens if there's ever an accident?
If you run into somebody else, you basically have killed yourself, and then you get your name on one of the gravestones in the graveyard. It keeps down the accidents and makes you pay attention a little bit better.
An operating session requires 5 to 6 hours to complete all the assigned tasks. Taking part in an operating session isn't like playing a game. There are no winners or losers. What you experience is the satisfaction of seeing what it might be like to operate a real railroad, and the joy of teamwork.
We get people from all over the world down here to operate trains. It's very gratifying to have people come over and enjoy what we have here and share a night with us.
Mike used every inch of his basement and spared no effort to make his amazing model railroad. And now, what makes him happiest is to share it.
My favorite position down here is watching the crew have fun. In other words, watching the layout do what we planned it to do and everybody having a good time. It's the only reason why we built it, to share it.